I get Sophie up there as well. But tell her, 17 million.
Excuse me, stick a ring up.
The next programme will also be shown on BBC Two and ITV. This is BBC One, it's 9 o'clock.
Who'll win the FA Cup? Jimmy Hill weighs up the Wembley chances of Fulham and West Ham with Bill Shankly and Bill Nicholson. Boxing and Johnny Tracy, Britain's welterweight champion, defends his title.
When Britain applied to join the original 6 founding members of the European Economic Community, join the common market that is, French President Charles de Gaulle vetoed it, alone, twice. He said Britain was incompatible with Europe. It was 1973 when Prime Minister Edward Heath finally dragged Britain, some kicking and screaming, into the continental community of protesters through a pot of ink acid. He said, "We will find a great cross-fertilization of knowledge and information not only in business but in every other sphere."
In the ballroom of the Dorchester, the Yes campaign was launched by the Labour Home Secretary Roy Jenkins, who shared the platform with fellow big cheeses from the Tory and Liberal parties. The campaign to get Britain out of the common market was led by the Industry Secretary Tony Benn. As the opinion polls start to turn against the anti-market vote, Tony Benn decides to up the ante.
It's 500,000 jobs lost and a huge increase in food prices at a stroke caused by the common market.
In 1975, John Mills was one of the organisers of the No campaign, setting up meetings across the country as the campaign neared its climax, with a debate at the Oxford Union. Mrs. Castle was up against 2 of the most senior Europhiles, Ted Heath and the Liberal leader, Jeremy Thorpe.
They lured us into the market with the mirage of the market miracle.
Holding these views as passionately and sincerely as she does, may we assume that if the vote is yes, she would not stay on to administer those policies as a minister?
If the vote goes yes, my country will need me to save it.
Vote no.
On a high turnout, the people voted by 2 to 1 for Britain to stay in the common market.
The winter of discontent was Margaret Thatcher's chance to seize power. In 1979, she called a vote of no confidence against the government, and she won.
It's the greatest honour that can come to any citizen in a democracy. I know full well the responsibilities that await me.
We have not successfully rolled back the frontiers of the state in Britain, only to see them reimposed at the European level, with the European superstate exercising a new dominance from Brussels.
Mr. Delors said at a press conference the other day that he wanted the European Parliament to be the democratic body of the community, he wanted the Commission to be the executive, and he wanted the Council of Ministers to be the Senate. No, no, no.
From the BBC with Anna Ford and Andrew Harley.
Good evening. The headlines at 6 o'clock. The government raises interest rates twice in one day to 15%.
A unique day in London's financial markets ended with the Chancellor announcing that the pound was being suspended from the ERM and that the second of two dramatic interest rate rises during the day was after all cancelled.
The government has concluded that Britain's best interests are served by suspending our membership of the exchange rate mechanism.
The Prime Minister has been defending the Maastricht Treaty as the right way forward for Europe.
Despite John Major's appeal to the Maastricht rebels, 26 Tories voted with Labour. Good evening. Despite doing everything bar stand on its head to persuade Tory rebels to fall into line, the government was this evening defeated in a Commons vote on an amendment to the Maastricht Bill.
My own opposition to this treaty has been known for a very long time. I remember telling the Chief Whip years ago that wild horses wouldn't drag me into the lobbies for any more of this European nonsense.
What we're saying to the government is there's more of this in store unless they look for a solution. And there is a solution. All we want is a referendum to let the people decide. If the government agreed to a referendum, the rebellion is over, they can get the bill through very quickly indeed, and there'll be no more trouble.
Britain's future is inextricably linked with Europe. That to get the best out of Europe, we must make the most of our strength and influence within Europe.
We believe that in principle, British membership of a successful single currency would be beneficial to Britain and to Europe.
If you will have freedom, which is necessary, you've got to fight for it.
James Goldsmith, who founded the referendum party, arriving looking extremely cheerful at Putney.
But none of the parties have a mandate from this election to take us into federal Europe because they have all campaigned against it.
What started as a murmur in the pubs and clubs and wherever people congregate in this country is now beginning to reach a crescendo roar. And what people are saying is get Britain out.
You have the charisma of a damp rag and the appearance of a low-grade bank clerk. And the question that I want to ask, that we're all going to ask is, who are you? I've never heard of you. Nobody in Europe has ever heard of you. I would like to ask you, President, who voted for you? And what mechanism? Oh, I know democracy is not popular with you lot.
We're going to get the biggest turnout in the European elections we've seen since 1979. So the answer is increasingly, yes, they do matter. And people realise that Europe, whether you like it or not, is really, really important.
A political earthquake may sound like hyperbole, but however you describe it, victory for a party without an MP or a council leader is unprecedented.
We will give the British people a referendum. It will be an in-out referendum.
Everybody get up. That is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for us to take back control of this country. Can you hear me in the back? That the dawn is breaking on the independent United Kingdom.
Sky News is predicting that the UK has voted out. The UK electorate has taken an historic decision to withdraw from the European Union after more than 40 years of membership.
I do not think it would be right for me to try to be the captain that steers our country to its next destination.
Brexit means Brexit, and we are going to make a success of it.
We will leave, and we'll leave on the 29th of March 2019.
29th of March, 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 29th of March.
Today is Judgment Day. May's Brexit deal and her premiership hang by the flimsiest of threads.
We're going to London to stop the Brexit betrayal. I fear that the betrayal that we've seen over today's date will probably be repeated on the 12th of
April. If that means we have to fight the European elections, let me tell you, I will fight them.
Speaking as a voter, but I have to say I voted for both the main parties throughout my life. I'm very apolitical. I vote for the party that I think will do the best job in the next 4 or 5 years. I wouldn't touch either of you with a barge pole. I'm not at all sure about your lot. People are up to there with you lot. They really are. And you see what's happening with Farage. What a comeback.
Y'all ready for this? I did actually, rather stupidly, for a moment, believe that we'd won. Nigel Farage's Brexit Party, first out of the blocks, campaigning for Euro elections on the day we were once supposed to leave Europe.
A new party with a familiar face. Nigel Farage jubilant as his Brexit party bagged 29 seats in the European elections.
Professional welcome to the stage, Richard Tice.
We're here at the home, Parliament Square, the mother of an hour and a half's time before, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We leave the European Union. Now, we've got an action-packed programme this evening, including lots of audience participation with some patriotic songs. Because, of course, we're all Democrats. And the big winner here, ladies and gentlemen, let's remember, is democracy. It's democracy that prevailed over the establishment. It's democracy that prevailed over big business and project fear. It's democracy that prevailed over much of the mainstream media. So democracy is the big winner, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got to be honest, it's taken a while, hasn't it? 3.5 years. But we're here now. We've all got joyous recollections during that period. For me, the big moment was on referendum night. As the results came in, the Sunderland roar. That was the moment. My second big recollection, when I knew Brexit was definitely going to happen, we just didn't know when, was when the Brexit Party won the European election. Now, we can look forward with hope, with ambition, with enthusiasm, with excitement to a brand new future as an independent, sovereign, proud, and above all, confident nation. And confidence is a massively important thing. And what better way to kick off this evening's programme with a confidence, huge rendition of Land of Hope and Glory from everyone. So I want you to give a massive welcome to the stage, because I can't sing, let me tell you. So we've got three fantastic singers. Please give a huge welcome to one of our MEPs, Belinda de Lucy, Inaya Folara Iman, and a young Brexiteer, Shanti. Give them a big round of applause. Here they come. All right, yeah, fine.
Wide as hill and wide Wow. Thank you very much. We've got much more of the singers later. But now, ladies and gentlemen, a lady who needs little introduction. And when I talk about the word confidence, this lady has got confidence written all over her face. She's had a varied career. She started off as a politician. She then realized that actually there were much more important things in life. Maybe she thought she should be a celebrity dancer. But then her real calling was when she phoned up Nigel and said, I need to come and join the Brexit party. She's a wonderful woman, an incredibly tireless worker. Please give a huge, huge welcome, Anne Widdecombe.
We did it! What did we do? We did it! Now once more, let them hear that in 10 Downing Street. We did it! And if we hadn't done it, Britain would not be now embarking on a future as a free country. But there is still lots more to do, because for the next 12 months, there is going to be a major negotiation. And Mrs. von der Leyen says that there's going to have to be a level playing field. There will be no level playing field. We will be free to decide how we trade, what our laws are, how we control our borders, and the fact that tomorrow we will wake up in a free country is due to the Brexit party. Because it was the Brexit party that, beginning last May, when we were the largest party in the entire European Parliament, it was we who began to get us out of the morass into which we had sunk. And if we hadn't done that, we would still be there. So we can take huge pride. And look at you all here today. You've come from all corners of the country. From Sunderland, from Barnsley, from Wales, and somewhere here are my colleagues from Plymouth. And our strength lies in the fact that there are so many people, quiet people, ordinary people, people who don't want to be politicians, but who do want to live in a free country and who see nothing wrong with patriotism. So I think that we can all congratulate every single one of us. Of course, mainly it has been the doing of Nigel Farage. I had enough after 7 months. He's been doing it for 25 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we will wake up in a free country with a glorious future, and we can be confident, dash it, we're the world's 5th largest economy. We don't need anybody to prop us up or to tell us what to do. And of course, we want to cooperate and to have good relations, but there is a difference between a sovereign state and a super state, and we will never be part of their super state. So thank you. Thank every single one of you here for what you've done. Now today, let us rejoice in the day that the Brexit Party made.
Well done, Anne. Isn't she great? Give a massive thank you to Anne Widdecombe. Whoa! She is amazing. Tireless energy. Hugely important figure, as is our next speaker. From the world of celebrity dance, we move swiftly to the pub. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, he's the largest publican in the country. He's a fantastic businessman, a great entrepreneur, an example to us all. And again, he's worked tirelessly through the last few years to battle for the cause of Brexit. And it's not easy for someone running a big business, but he's took on the rest of the multinationals. He's an absolute star. Please give a huge, huge welcome, Mr. Tim Martin.
Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It's been a fantastic effort by everyone here. It's been a fantastic effort by millions of people at home. I want to say as well, fantastic by Nigel, Richard and the Brexit Party. I want to mention a couple of other people because it was a very broad church. Kate Hoey and Frank Field did a fantastic job in the Labour Party. Jacob Rees-Mogg and Mark Francois, Steve Baker, a lot economists for free trade. Quite a few academics were brave enough to go against the trend. Robert Toombs, Noel Malcolm, and a few others. They did very, very well. But most of all, thank you to you all here. It's been fantastic. I've just got a couple of little messages. I want to give a message to our the European people. This was not a vote against them. This was a vote against the EU institutions. The people of Europe are our friends and allies. I just want to say as well, we don't want to forget, a lot of Europeans have legally come to this country and worked very hard and made a very great contribution. So thanks to them as well. I just want to say to our Remainer colleagues and civilians, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are magnanimous in victory. And our message to our Remainer friends is, let's stay friends. We had a good debate, but now we have to plough on. I want to just say two things. One is, we did understand what we voted for. And the second thing I'd like to say, ladies and gentlemen, is the vote for Brexit was a vote for democracy. It wasn't a vote for xenophobia. It's very important to realize it. A couple of other points that I'm going to go. But the big worry I have at the moment is a lot of people are saying we must have a deal. That's very, very dangerous, because if you think you must have a deal, you can end up signing a long document with a lot of traps in it. When America became independent from us and became a massive success, were they worried about signing a trade agreement at the Boston Tea Party? No! Were the Australians and Singaporeans worried about a deal when they became independent? No. All these countries have become great success as a result of democracy. Our message to Boris and everyone else involved is, please don't tie us up in a 500-page deal that only the Attorney General can understand. I've done it for tonight. I've brought a deal here. And the deal is this. It's one sentence. Dear Michel Barnier, we agree to trade with you without tariffs. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate all your work. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Thank you very much.
Isn't it great? The one and only, the true Tim Martin. Thank you very much, Tim, as always. Now, we love a bit of audience participation. We love some songs. And there is, of course, one song in particular by a very, very special singer. Some of you may have already guessed. His name starts with D. And D stands for Dominic. I wonder if the other Dominic is listening in number 10. But please, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge, massive, raucous welcome, the one and only Mr. Dominic Frisby.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My band, the Gilets Jaunes. This first song is about how there are two sides to everything. They said he's a misogynist, a liar and a cheat, an alt-right sexual predator, uncontrolled and indiscreet. Of colluding with the enemy and treason he's accused, of sexual misconduct, of distributing fake news, a lying, narcissistic national threat. Yet maybe Donald Trump is not all bad. I know the very thought will make you mad, but markets are up, taxes are down, he's talking to North Korea. Taxes are down, he's talking to North Korea. Dealt with Iran, doesn't like Sadiq Khan. Is there really all that to fear?
I wasn't 16, was I?
No rude language.
flowers aren't happening. Sorry? I think somebody high up looked at them and went, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, well, they've had improved work.
Yes. Yeah.
The fact that they don't know who it was.
This is random.
Watching paint dry, isn't it?
What?
I was just saying he's going to come in now.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm going to come in.
Just be mindful of the camera, guys, when you come around.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You're doing prices, so I don't need to talk about trade. But yeah.
When you're on that, is that alright for that side?
The laptop to 10 and 10 past. And then off the back of the pieces, I get 50 minutes from this. So if I were you, I'd just stand up and do something else. Is everything changing? No. I get up and it's ridiculous. Stop. Yeah.
Oh dear, the whole world's all talking
Yeah,
ahead.
you know,
Oh
there's
my
a
God.
it's getting a bit. I know, it's not your fault, but
I'm going to move up front.
Okay, yeah.
Just one.
Don't worry, you're at the bottom of the frame.
Yeah, no, I understand.
He's right at the bottom of the frame.
Shame it's not white. I'm going to kick this. I'll try not to. I'm not doing it.
Once again, I don't think
Queue to get Wetherspoons.
Oh yeah, no, the groups there. Massive. They're just
McDonald's have a queue as well.
Wetherspoons for obvious reasons because the headquarters are today. I mean, so many places are shut.
Yeah. That's my raison d'etre. You can't take that away from me.
Right, now just thinking in mind. Alright, what should be? You want to come forward? If you want to come forward. Do you want me to talk about the clock? That's quite nice. And then you can mix in the shot, can't you?
I won't go rogue.
Yeah, or do you want me to? I'm very happy to do it. Just cut this one to me and I'll do it.
Oh, there we go. Stand by. That's it. That's enough.
Someone's switching on.
Don't bother to wait another 52 minutes. Quite nice.
Sorry.
Have a busy day.
Got to get back in.
It's quite a historic moment, isn't it? That's why I like working in news. Every now and again you find yourself with these.
So coming in.
This is the night people say,
Well, Tom, time has proven fairly elastic, hasn't it? Remote work results countdown, bottom set. Tonight, this one, on the side of number 10, will tick down all the way to 0. I think people are acutely aware that those final few minutes for some will be a moment of great anticipation, but for others, a moment of some anguish as they have been in pains the past couple of days, not to strike too much of a triumphant tone this evening. I can tell you that Arts Hillcrest and have been projecting flowers made in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland on the side of the building. Quite a lot for the eyes to behold. So instead they've got this slightly more streamlined, slightly more simple version of the Union Jack. The Prime Minister is inside at that party, eating those carefully calibrated canapes this evening, mini roast beef.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Canapé form. Most of the guests I've spotted have been both the campaign or Downing Street staff. The vast majority actually inside of the party. They are trying to keep things fairly low key. And then at 11 o'clock, the projection here will transform into another iconic image of Great Britain, which is being kept a surprise until later, and at which point the Prime Minister will claim to be the third and final Prime Minister to be
It's just really I didn't take the north of it. About sitting on here.
Can't see that.
Yeah, I'm just going to see there's nothing in there. Looks like all that.
I know that your children are blessed with German passports. You never fancied retiring to southern Spain yourself, now that your job is effectively done, Mr. Farage.
Really reflective.
They will do,
Like,
yeah.
Let's do what's next. You know, this has been very bumpy already. What's next? Yeah.
I'm just going to say that's all right. I mean, not that.
And I'll see this. The promise is so huge.
I'll come back. Somebody needs to tell that person to get their head out of the shop, don't they? Did you see that? Or someone... Are people walking in front of people? Huh? Are there people getting... Yes, they're in the way, yeah. Their heads are in the way of it. Thank you. Down the street person.
You made something happen right into the gap. Do I do that? Because I can't see this right down the side of the
If Alex can't hear them, if I just say something like here, a out and out celebration.
Yeah, I can see it now. I just don't see it. But one of them is
Okay,
was only a little fraction. It's fine.
I'm sorry to be picking up slippery and only trying to get to the front. I'm not so that I am, but if anyone else is in front of me, please stay in front of me.
Just edge that way a bit. It's a super. No, you're in shot. I'm saying you're in shot now. Yeah. Sorry, it's a very wide shot just to get the whole thing in.
I'm going to switch. At the moment that so many people longed for, people felt frustration that it's taken this long, but a moment that also many people feared and are extremely.
So I had a lot of reasons in 1975 for being pretty sceptical about whether our membership was a good idea. That's why I fought against it. But I was still there. I was still there when the 2016 referendum came along. And I think the arguments that I had in 1975 were still just as opposite. Plus, by that time, we had a European army in prospect. We had the Eurozone, crippling the countries, especially Greece and Italy doing very poorly, Spain not doing very well, loads of unemployment. And then also we had immigration, which wasn't an issue in 1975, but certainly was when we got to 2016. So today's a great day. What we've done despite all the obstacles we had, everything the Remainers did, is we've got through to leaving the European Union. But my message to you is this: don't be too overconfident that we've won the war. We've won a really important battle, but there's a long way to go. Because if we're not very careful, we'll find a whole lot more people want to lock us into the single market. They want to lock us into the customs union. They want us half in and half out. And my message to you this evening is this: we're going to come out of the European Union.
If that's okay, yeah. I'll maybe to Aaron across.
If I pass it, I can see if it's in or not.
All right, thanks.
It won't be, because
it is, yeah. The hooch.
Johnny talking to Paul.
Thanks ever so much. Thanks ever so much.
Yours?
Thank you. Thanks, Rose.
So much more perfect.
Yours?
Yeah.
22.
I'll put it in my book. Yeah, okay. I do a bit of photography myself. So I'll give you a week when I'm doing the test.
Okay.
should be okay. Souls under relegation.
I think that's right, Sophie. The Prime Minister is gathering ministers and friends inside Downing Street for a private party. There's no question inside there. I think they'll be absolutely delighted at what has been, by any measure, love it or loathe it, an extreme political achievement. But they have been nervous inside government about balancing this out. They know full well how divisive this has been around the country. They know full well how strongly many people argued against Brexit at all. And of course they know full well how frustrated and upset even many members of the public became at watching the kind of political argument and political sort of histrionics we've seen in the last few years. So I think in government there was a very definitive decision that there mustn't be any kind of gloating, there mustn't be any hubris, there weren't to be any kind of ginormous celebrations at this particular moment. But of course, this is a historic junction for the country. We can't say very often, really, that we are living through a moment that will genuinely change the path of what will happen in the UK for decades to come. This is one of them. And the nature of tonight's celebrations or commiserations are something that pales into insignificance compared with the scale of the change that may come in the years ahead. Thanks. Is it back on? Yes. What?
Oh dear, not a victim of the cup.
Everything.
Yes, of course. Can you join that all at it as well? Where do you live?
Yeah. No, turn it round. I'll turn it round the other way.
Wasn't embarrassing.
Brexit.
Right. Can you send that all in focus?
So actually, why don't you quickly click one on mine?
Yeah, of course.
Then I'll
Are they in focus?
Yeah, you don't wear glasses, do you? How old are you? You don't. Can you fill it?
As anyone that's seen my work will tell you.
Well, you never know.
Oh, here we go. Obviously not happy about this time. I'm waiting for 2020. It's a good idea, actually. That is a good idea.
Boris Johnson and his team in slide number 10, counting down like Westerners no doubt will have control the next few months and years for determining the future of the country. Even whether it goes together the top spot voted against Brexit a bit of punctuation in it, actually. It's hard to make sense of what it's doing. And David Blevins is where? Does it say where he is? And if I say this is the sharp end, you know, of those talks, of those the debates to come, yeah? Well, it's not, it's lost already.
Yeah, no, that's what Laura said. But I mean, someone will record it. Yeah. Well, I'm not recording it now, so I can't be asked with it. But it's recording it somewhere. Right, that's the point. It's supposed to be recorded.
There's a few minutes to go, and I think we're going to move on.
But you're right, it is sunset, so maybe it was just
We're live at the moment. Panic or fight? Oh no, back off. No.
failing at the moment. You're under
Because I work for Americans, so I better do 0131.
You can be a while.
Yeah, but I should do 0131. Yeah, I will. Yeah. The Americans don't understand that.
We are going to, oh yeah, for you, that's great.
Yeah, it's a different way. So, yeah, I'm going to do it.
It is not about those people in that building over there. It is not about the elites. It is not about the establishment. It is about you guys and the 17.4 million people that fly their flags and celebrate our independence and our freedom. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. What a fantastic speech. Uplifting, positive, enthusiastic. And our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, he's also fought for decades to lead the European Union. He was often a lone figure in the House of Commons. During the referendum campaign, he created and ran the group Grassroots Out. He's without question got the brightest, most garish tie in the House of Commons. Please give a massive welcome, Mr. Peter Bone, MP.
Wow! Wow! What a wonderful evening. In less than an hour, we're going to leave the European Union super safe. I've been waiting 30 years for this. The establishment wanted to keep us in a costly, undemocratic and wasteful federal Europe. 2 million people from the EU came and lived and stayed in this country whether we wanted them or not. We gave the European Union more than £211 billion. And what did we get in return for it? Nothing! But tonight, we end the free movement of people. We stop paying the European Union billions and billions of pounds each and every year. We will make our own laws in our own country, judged by our own judges. Tonight, we take our country back. But can I for a moment just take you back to December 2015. At that time, the establishment said we must stay in Europe. The Labour Party said we must stay in Europe. And of course, the BBC said we must stay in Europe. Tom Purslove, the MP for Corby, Councillor Helen Harrison and myself thought, we British people want to leave. Let's have a grassroots campaign to get us out. And that's how we formed Go. And we met a whole lot of extraordinary people during that campaign who agreed to put their political differences to one side. We had the great Kate Hoey from Labour, the superb Grand Stringer from Labour. We had the embodiment Sammy Wilson from the DUP. We had the vocal Ian Paisley. We had 50 supportive Conservative MPs, including David Davis, Liam Fox and Jacob Rees-Mogg. But we had one other person,
we had the legendary Nigel Farage. And I tell you that no single person has done more for Brexit than Nigel Farage. As Tom and I and Helen toured the country, we went to England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and even Gibraltar. And when we went to the meetings, people took thousands and thousands of Go leaflets to deliver. They organised street stalls. They organised canvassing. And it's true that people like Kate, Sammy, myself, Helen, Tom, helped to deliver Brexit, and of course Nigel. But the real people, who I'm so very grateful for and to, were the individuals who from those grassroots out meetings went out and campaigned to deliver Brexit. I believe what they did made the difference between winning and losing that referendum. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we leave the European Union. And tonight we should celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you for everything that you've done. The hour is approaching, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get there, we've just got the Brexit All-Stars Band to entertain you before our final speaker, the one and only Nigel. The Brexit All-Stars. Final speaker, the one and only Nigel. The Brexit All-Stars.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Come on, people. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. What is that? Hey! It's not unusual to be mad with anyone. When I see you holding power, it's such a crime. If you should ever want to be loved by anyone, it's all unusual, it happens every day. No matter what they say, you'll find it happens all the time.
Two mics, here we go.
I've taken my time and my curtain call. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all.
So Boris Johnson there deciding to pre-record that address to the nation and not make it, as you said, outside non-Kenny. It would be an unusual way of doing things, a little bit like this, or even
They're on our shot at the moment, ain't they? Yeah, whatever. Playing with a ladder, it's a bit more interesting than that.
No, in the middle, because usually it's, yeah. It's a bit weird. Is that alright? Yeah, but I didn't know that I was out here, so I was like, oh god. You guys can have it all night.
In just 14 minutes' time,
Something that I fought for for 27 years, and something that many thousands of you gave your time, love, and money for. We faced an establishment that never even wanted to listen to us, an establishment that never wanted that referendum to take place, an establishment that has tried for 3.5 years to frustrate the will of the greatest democratic mandate ever seen in this country. But in 13 minutes' time, we will leave the European Union. And we did it. We did it. We've transformed the landscape of our country. And there are some that say we shouldn't celebrate tonight. Well, we are going to celebrate tonight, and we are celebrating tonight because we know that this is the single most important moment in the modern history of our great nation. That is what is happening tonight. And I think there's a lot to celebrate, don't you? The first thing to celebrate is that we will no longer have to listen to Mr. Juncker, to Mr. Guy Verhofstadt. No longer will our prime ministers be talked down to by unelected bureaucrats in Brussels. We should celebrate the fact that we are going to be able, across the road here, to make our own laws by people we can hold directly accountable in general elections. We, in 11 minutes, become a democratic, self-governing, independent, and I hope proud nation. And we should celebrate. We should celebrate that in 10 minutes' time, we're getting there, aren't we? 3.5 years was a long time. 10 minutes doesn't sound too bad to me. We should celebrate the fact that, freed from the constraints of the European Union, we once again will be able to find our place in the world. We are able to re-engage with the Commonwealth, with America, with our friends all over the world. It will be a But there's one thing above all that we must celebrate tonight, and it's this. The only reason we're here tonight is because Westminster became utterly detached from ordinary people in this country. And those people started to speak. Those people started to rise. Those people forced a referendum. Those people forced a general election. And those people, despite all the flaws in our system, for the first time in history, the people have beaten the establishment, and that we must celebrate. The real winner tonight, is democracy. Democracy has won tonight. And I, as somebody who believes that we should be pro-Europe, but not pro the European Union, I believe we've now set an example for our friends right across the continent. I want a Europe of free, sovereign, democratic nations, and we'll trade with them, we'll work with them, we'll cooperate with them, we'll have reciprocity, but we will not take orders from them. I'm shy, but thank you. So we've got a lot to celebrate and a lot to look forward to. Now I know there are big battles to come. I know there are people here concerned what happens with fisheries. People here concerned with whether the European Court of Justice will have a say in the future. People concerned about regulatory alignment. People concerned about whether we could be betrayed again. But remember this. Remember this. What happens now in 8 minutes' time? What happens in 8 minutes' time marks the point of no return. Once we have left, we are never, ever going back. And important though the rest of it is, the rest, in a sense, becomes detail. We will be free, we will be sovereign, we will be proud, we will be independent. We've won a very great victory, and you know,
but that's only for England, and then it's a different day for Wales is March the 1st. I don't know that's what.
That's amazing. When I'm in Downing Street, the company of well, I'm surrounded by lots of very lovely members of the world, so ladies and gentlemen of the world press. But also inside Downing Street, there's actually a private party surrounded. James Cleverly, the chairman of the Tory party, just appointed cabinet ministers and supporters and friends of the Prime Minister. They're somewhere, obviously having English champagne, naturally. It's been weird. It's been really weird. Parliament Square's packed out. Farage is on the stage being cheered. There were, some of the protesters out in the course of Parliament Square today, but it's a pretty odd moment. I mean, someone just texted me saying history has a funny way of being pretty honest. I mean, having come through, I came through just before the typical newsroom, where maybe a few thousand. I don't know, someone's supposed to judge. But yeah, nothing like the size of the protesting confrontations with some of the big parliamentary occasions. There's no jeopardy.
European Union. Very good evening to you from Downing Street.
Yeah, I've got to go, guys. Yeah, bye. I'll talk to you in a bit.
In Parliament Square, there are crowds of Brexiteers who gathered celebrating what they celebrating the UK's 47-year membership of the European Union.
Every other
Santos is in Brussels, and Siemens Robertson is across all here to help us explore. Crucially, where the UK
0059.
I think there's a good chance he'll deliver. I think the Conservative Party learned a lesson in those European elections they never, ever want to repeat. So let us be optimistic. Let us think about the future of our great nation. Let us think about the example that we are giving to the rest of Europe and the free world as well. Let us celebrate tonight as we've never done before. You and all of us have made history, and this is the greatest moment in the modern history of our great nation. Thank you!
Well, you've got to do 5
And you've got to do
Yeah, you're not going to do a bump
just go clear themselves.
As we count down the last
Oh, actually.
who would have thought?
It's been nuts. It's not getting down anymore, I guess.
It's not often that we can say that something is about genuinely will go down in the decades and hundreds of years to come. It's a junction for our country at a moment where we're taking different roads. Something will unplug and unravel our political, our economic, our legal frameworks, where our country and the European institutions have become post-Brexit for nearly 50 years. And unwinding all of that is not without disruption. But this government, overwhelmingly backed with an 80-seat majority at the general election, believes that they now have the opportunity to promise that they have made, the promise that the referendum vote in 2016 held out. They want to show to people as quickly as they can that it was worth it and it was the right thing to do. But with only 30 seconds to go, that question will be hanging for quite some time, and Boris Johnson faces a huge task, not to open English champagne tonight,
36 seconds.
show to voters that they made the right decision by faith in him and his belief that this was the right choice for all of us.
20 seconds.
Heading off sunset into the great unknown, Prime Minister, who would talk unity of the country to come together. Britain
Hang on. He needs to cut it. Wow!
2.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the national anthem.
Gracious Queen, long live her noble Queen, God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy
Sing the
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been fantastic. We couldn't have done this without you. Thank you so much indeed. Believe it or not, we're no longer a member of the European Union. And with that, I bid you a very good evening, a safe trip home, and a fantastic, wonderful weekend. Thank you very much.
Remainers I know, a lot of my friends won't remain.
the end of this year, but that will not be straightforward, not least because there's so many things that have to be sorted out, but also because the EU will drive a hard bargain. Yes, both sides say, of course, we want to still be friends and partners, we want to be respectful neighbours, and we want to do lots of business with each other. But the UK government has already acknowledged that that will mean some friction, to use the technical terms, and also, until it's all done and dusted, it means still uncertainty for businesses and people running companies who want to know exactly what is next. But although there is legions of details to be worked out, many more political controversies are on. Here, no doubt, the fundamental question which has been hanging over this place and hanging over this country for more than 3 years has been settled, and that's already completely changed the political dynamic, and therefore the dynamic of the government.
our country getting locked in the streets it's
Sturgeon's food, and that those end shots are ours as well. I mean, literally, that's it, isn't it? There's nothing else. Oh, the flag, which did that come from emergency?
you filming, mate? Can I see?
Oh yeah, there was some other people complaining that there was some.
So I'm not really sure why all the women are moaning.
tonight. No, but not everything is nobody. That's the end. Eleven, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if there's a montage like that kind of.
We get so far taxis back.
No, I'm just ending on that. Or,
so the transition period.
Fuck, I follow what?
You see, I think it's very interesting. Data core, yeah. I think it's very interesting.
Followed by.
Maybe it's time to go. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think
They had a Jeff and everything, didn't they?
ITV did, yeah.
It's cool though. It's cool, yeah.
That's cool.
Why did they not use the I don't use the Jeff, I mean, it's just mental.
I can't see what the Jim would offer because it's not a wider shot. What it's going to do is just
Just the reveal, I suppose, of Lydia and stuff this year. I think we should on it, they should have some
Yeah, the bastards. Tony Blair and
so we check the direction of the shot.
Yeah, right.
it's in a transition period for the next level of attack. If you arrive in Britain, you'll notice no difference in the airport. Same lines.
Yeah, I'll do it on here, you can get back.
Can I get a quick photograph with the team?
Yeah, will you take a picture of... Did you see the picture of Dylan and the doctor?
I did. In there. The hair guys are horrible.
So, Boris Johnson.
I'll sort it all, we'll share it when we get back. We're going to get Laura back from this week. Yeah, it's good, mate.
Okay, contemplating.
Thumbs up.
We used to shout, we shout.
No thumbs up. No, not even that.
We used to shout like album cover. Look off whistling distance.
Right, so that's point. My shoes is front here. So I can't
You should. I think he's speaking to the news lock or something.
Do I do it on lock? Let me email you the thing and then I can call lock. I can do it on Lucy. Yeah, but I don't know what number to dial. I've got it for traffic. I've got this thing. Can we get that up there?
It's a news intake.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the train, so. But thank you. Yeah. Yes. 1:45. Take care.
Right, we need to call traffic. Oh, hang on. Traffic is. Traffic is 0207 291 1333.
I've been ready for so long to get that side of the issue. And then do you have to call traffic landline as well?
Oh yeah, well we can come out with this on. Let me grab all this crap.
To some extent, the split is.
Right.
Yeah.